Alright, here we have the only guild receptionists that are side by side, and the only guild I can think of that doesn't have a freaking Ethernet right next to it, or like really, really close to it. Aft Castle does not count. This is a long run. It sucks. But this is Armor and Blacksmith. Let's do whatever the first one is first. So this is Randwolf. We are in, by the way, hold on. Limsa upper decks, the south middle to the left a bit, and yeah, Randwolf. Let's go. Unless you're blind and deaf, I presume you've wandered into our forge of your own accord, drawn by the siren song of our smithy's hammers, no doubt. In these here hallowed halls, Limsa's finest pound metal into all manner of tools and weapons. And when I say Limsa's, I mean the whole bloody realms. Make no mistake, you need more than a big arm to join our ranks. But if you've got iron in your veins and the builder's blessing, speak up. Join the Blacksmiths Guild? Yes. Heh, well, you're not short on confidence. But do you truly know what you're getting yourself into here, lass? Ours is a trade born of blood and brine. For as long as pirates have sailed the Rotano, smithies have forged their weapons and fitted out their ships from keel to cannon. Of course, till sea swallows all ain't just an idle saying. Brine will eat through even the stoutest iron given time, and our forebears long struggled to forge more rust-resistant alloys. Lucky for us, the smithies of Eld were a determined bunch, and clever too. So when they learned that the Kobolds knew something of advanced metallurgy, the smithies set out to make it their own. Thanks to the Kobolds' wisdom, which they generously gifted us with only the merest hint of pirately prompting, not politely, pirately. So they, at gun's edge or not like knife's edge, gunpoint, whatever. Limsan Smithin came on leaps and bounds. 'Twasn't long before the Gerdanians and Old Dons started eyeing our knowledge like we did the Kobolds, though, and so some 150-odd years ago, two particularly forward-thinking men named Theor Naldik and Bryce Vimelli had the bright idea of establishing a respectable business. Being fair-minded fellows, they'd sell their wares to anyone who had the coin, pirates and foreigners included. And when folks weren't inclined to pay, they made sure to remind them that we hadn't completely forsaken our pirate ways. Times have changed, though, and we're a wee bit more willing to share our wisdom these days. The company's been running the Blacksmiths and Armorers Guild for years now, welcoming any soul with the necessary talent and will to work. And as to whether you've got enough of either, well, that's for the Forge Master to decide. Speak to me when you're ready to present yourself to him. So what'll it be? Reckon you've got what it takes to train with the best goddamn blacksmiths in the realm? Way of the Blacksmith. Ha! That's the spirit. If you'd taken any longer to decide, I'd have told you to bugger off no matter what you said. Can't have half-arsed adventurers wasting Forge Master Berthail's precious time. See, he's got a lot of irons in the fire. That's why me and the other lads make a point of keeping idlers, imbeciles, and the otherwise unqualified from getting in his way. Any road, it's time you went and paid your respects to the man. He's the one over yonder making a face like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Got the weight of the world on my shoulders. Alright. Human, male, or higher, male. You can see black hair underneath this red. So when I was doing when I was doing welding at the welding school, you have this like head, God, what's it called? Like a skull cap kind of thing. And he's got a reddish orangish version of that. He's got goggles. As a blacksmith, I guess, working with like red hot material gives off some light that could hurt the eyes, maybe. His upper chest and upper arms are exposed, which is dumb. You want to cover everything, but he's got a big like orange apron and kind of like a black wife beater on underneath it. His arms at least are covered all the way up past the bicep, but those shoulders and that chest are gonna get things hitting them that are like molten hot, and it would suck. Anyway, here's Berthail. Bravo R.I. Tom H.A.E.L. Berthail. About time Randolph sent me a new recruit. It's been too long. I'm Berthail, Forge Master of the Blacksmiths Guild. If you're aiming to become a smithy worth the name, 'twould be my great pleasure to educate you in the finer points of the craft. Oh, the rest of these sour-faced bastards will tell you it's hard, grueling work fit only for the best and brightest. But I say put a hammer in the hands of the willing and see what happens. What do you say then, lass? Will you swing a hammer for old Berthale? Yeah. Haha, I knew I liked you the moment I set eyes on you. What did you say your name was again? Mercyfuck, here. A name fit for a hero if ever I heard one. In fact, I am the hero. Yeah, anyway. In fact, I reckon I did hear it, yeah, in a bard's song once. Or was it that poor sod cursing in his cups at the wedge? Bah, don't matter if it was saving the world or cuckolding your husband. 'Tis time to forge yourself a new reputation, pound out a new legend, and you can trust old Berthale to help you do it. But there I go, putting the cart before the chocobo. Here, lass, take this cross-pein hammer. A smithy without a hammer is like me without a drink. Bloody useless. Well, don't just stand there gawping at her. Take her in your hands, have a few practice swings, whatever you fancy. She's all yours now. Ah, what I wouldn't give to be you right now, lass. Smitty never forgets his first hammer. 100 experience points, 115 gil, 100 fire shards, 50 earth shards, and a weathered cross-pein hammer. Blacksmith unlocked. Cool. Popped it on. It automatically has my craftsmanship thingy on. That's good. Let's add a thingy. Blacksmith, good. Talk to Berthale to do the next quest, which is my first cross-pein hammer. Now that there is a beautiful sight. Never forget, a smithy's hammer is her one true love. Friends will betray you, lovers will leave you, but your hammer will never do you wrong. God, seeing you standing there reminds me of a less ale-sodden, more lady-shaped version of my younger self. But on to your task. We ain't a congregation of soft-handed scholarlies here. Smithies learn by doing. Try your hand at making a bronze ingot. Any smithy worth her salt's got to master the fundamentals, and you can't get more fundamental than that. It ain't complicated. Bronze is just copper and tin melted down and mixed together. So you'll be needing, aye, that's it, copper and tin ore. And seeing as most folk don't carry stuff like that round with them without reason, Sam Mary Y Delta HAE Mary R. Smidhammer outside can provide you with some, for a price that is. What the lad can't sell you though is the fire shard you'll need. It ain't complicated, but that don't mean it's easy. You need to melt the metals after all, and to do that you need to get them hotter than a bombard's backside. And that's all there is to it. Think you can handle it, lass? Yeah. Okay. Let's mess with our bars here. Crafting log. There. Mount roulette. There. Minion, I will go with Palico. For now. I might do roulette later, but the Palico kitty goes really well with Miner because it has a shovel, it likes to dig. I don't really have anything else that I would consider to be good for. Anyway. What else? Is that it for now? That's it for now. Outside. These guys, okay. Smidhammer. I already have copper ore. How many tin ore does it take? 1, okay. 2 copper ore, 1 tin ore. Boom shakalaka. After I turn this in, I will probably buy a few more. We'll see what it gives me, but back to Berthale. Remember, to make a bronze ingot, all you need is copper, tin, and a fire shard. Smidhammer can sell you the ore, but you'll have to find the shard on your own. Of course, I'm telling you this on the assumption that you've still to do the job. If you've done it already, show us your work, for God's sakes. Bronze ingot handed over. Cutscene. Heh, you're alright, lass. I'll grab this as my thumbnail for the video. better than that, even. Sure you ain't done this before. I've made copper ingots, yeah. Because honestly, this ain't what you'd expect from a venture fresh off the street. I think you might be a bleeding natural, lass. It takes just the right balance of metals to produce bronze suitable for weapons and tools. But this ingot you've made me, lass, it's on par with them as our veterans produce. You could take this down to Hawker's Alley and find a buyer in no time. Beer Got's watching over you, ain't no doubt about it. You've got talent, lass, but don't let it go to your head. I've seen plenty of folk get drunk on early success, only to puke their guts up later because they forgot that talent's worth bugger all without hard work and dedication. So I tell you what, keep it simple for now, lass. Practice the fundamentals till you can smelt bronze in your sleep. And when you've gained the kind of confidence as only comes with experience, come back and I'll teach you something new. I nod. We get 300 experience points, 150 fire shards, 100 earth shards, 30 copper ore, sorry, a ton of that, and another hempen kurta, sorry. Do you remember 21st night, September? Level 3. I will buy 8 tin ore. I believe that's what it'll take. Well, is it doing the same amount of... Yeah, it's about the same. Okay. So tin ore. Boop, boop, boop. Yes. Quick synth. All 8, please. I'll stop it if I need to. Level up. Okay, we're good. Cool. Basic. I wish I could just hit escape to get out of that. I have to click on the end synthesis button or whatever. Cool, so that's it for Blacksmith. Oh, wait. Okay. Sell the Kutra or Kurta or whatever it's called. Sort. Alright, I will do the armor quest shortly, but that's it for this video. I will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye for now.